Hello guys, this is Brian here with a video. Today is June the 7th. Today's Tuesday, 2016. I don't know what I'm going to call this video yet. I might call it Pissed Off at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. No one knows what's going on. No one. I'm very ticked off right now. And because nobody knows anything, and it just ticks me off to no end. I've been on the phone with them today for 2 hours trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my appeal. And the reason why, they have sent me tons and tons of letters, and they're all contradicting each other and all this crap. And I got my denial yesterday, but I got a different letter a week and a half ago, or close to 2 weeks ago, saying, a week and a half ago. So let me explain what's been going on. If y'all don't remember, back towards the end of March, I told y'all that I was considering a third procedure with my plastic surgeon to remove some more excess skin. And I sort of knew going into the, 99.9 is not going to be covered because it is a contract exclusion. However, based on my medical problems I'm currently having, back pain, neck pain, and all this, they may approve it. You never know. Give it a try. So my doctor did send in that information into the insurance company, came back, denied contract exclusion, and gave you the information on how to file an appeal. Filed my first appeal. Came back, contract exclusion, and the letterhead from Blue Cross kind of was not right. It gives you the page information about what page is on what page lists the contract exclusion. Well, on the first letter I got, it was page 16. Well, page 16 on my policy book talks about how to get benefits. Talk about how benefits for services and junk like that. No limitations whatsoever. So I called them up and asked them about that, and it was kind of, I think they say it was a typo. Okay. So I filed my second appeal, and that was on May the 9th. They got it on May the 9th. So they sent me the acknowledgement letter on May the 23rd. Now, apparently, the HMO appeal process is different from PPO. Once you do a second level appeal, they call it something weird. They call it an appeal complaint. And by doing that, doing a second level appeal, and I didn't know this until I read my policy book towards the back of it. I knew the appeals. I knew you have certain. I do know. I did know you have to do the appeals process a certain amount of times, but I did not know this particular part. Once you do your second level appeal, it goes in front of a complaint appeal panel hearing that you participate in, and that's what the letter says, and that's what the policy book says as well. And because on the first appeal denial, I did not get this complaint. The complaint, they call it a complaint. In reality, it's really an appeal, basically. And it tells you about the process. Well, I kind of did some Googling, and I got and also searched Texas Department of Insurance, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not very familiar with the HMO process. I am with the PPO, and it's different, apparently. And this mimics Texas state law regarding HMOs, what your rights are underneath the HMO. And it tells you how to, if you you can file a complaint with the Texas Department of Insurance and all this. Here's violation number 1. They must acknowledge your appeal and send you an acknowledgement letter within 5 business days of receiving it. They have to acknowledge it. Say, hey, we got your complaint. We received your appeal. They, in their own letter, they acknowledge that they received it on May the 9th. But they did not send out this letter until May the 23rd. Big gap. So that's violation number 1. According to the Texas state law with the HMO, what your rights are. And I think they do that. I think under appeal, I think that also applies to PPO. They have to send you an acknowledgement letter on PPO. I think that was the case when I had my file left too. They send an acknowledgement letter saying, "Hey, we're reviewing it." However, I noticed that they wait till the 30th day to send you a decision letter. They purposely wait that long. And like I said, I'm not very familiar with this, but I did read this information a couple different times actually. And like I said, once you do your second level appeal, you get to participate in a complaint appeal panel hearing. And I'm supposed to receive a phone call to get that set up. However, Thursday, the 9th of June, will be the 30th day. So I called them up today and told them, hey, I have not received a phone call about this. And I told the person, hey, you have to do this within 30 days, of course, state law, of course, according to the complaint process. And I don't know why they consider an appeal complaint process, but this is what it says. Complaint. A complaint means any dissatisfaction expressed by a complainant, which means the member, orally or written to HMO Blue Texas, which I don't, that's not really the technical name of the HMO that I have because Obamacare. The network name, now they do have Blue HMO, and that was before they switched everybody over to the new HMO. Now it's called Blue Advantage HMO, so I don't know if they're just leaving that out. This includes, but not limited to, dissatisfaction with HMO Texas administration procedures related to review or an appeal of an adverse determination. And I did speak to somebody. The lady was very nice to me when I called back the second time. She said, I have adverse determination for pre-service. So that's why they call it a complaint in the HMO terminology. Here's the letter I received on May, when it was dated May the 23rd. And I'm going to read it to y'all. Well, I'm going to show you actually. That they have to respond within 30 days. Well, Thursday will be the 30th day. And she says they can't do nothing until it reaches the 30th day mark, unfortunately. But here it is. I don't have no clue how well y'all can see this. But I kind of bent the paper over so you don't have my, personal information. And here's your rights. You can appear in person or by conference call, obviously, because I'm not located in San Angelo, Texas, obviously. But what ticks me off is no one knows about this appeal process. No one knows. Either it's lack of training, which I think it is, or that these people are third-party contractors and they have no clue. And I even the lady was a supervisor, and she really wasn't familiar. Because the weird thing is, not even 3 days later, I got this letter. 3 days later, I got a different letter with these weird forms. One form was a medical release form that they already have a medical record, so I don't know why they requested that again, needed that form. Then it had a different form called internal member appeal form. However, if I do sign that, it does say have a box. Is it here? Is it this one? Oh, here it is. Member authorization for internal appeal. If I sign this, I may it says, I'm aware that I may, let's see, I understand by doing this form, I may waive the right to submit an appeal at a later date. So I asked her about that. And she said she never has seen this form before. And she has talking to other people, I was on hold. They never heard of this. So that's what this form says. So those letters didn't make sense at all. So in the meantime, I got the denial letter yesterday about my second level appeal. But however, I'm supposed to have an appeal hearing. But they have two different appeal ID numbers and two different case numbers. So I'm thinking either they may have been the appeal that I mailed in or faxing, because I did both. So that may have been just a duplicate. But this is just crazy. No one knows anything. But I do have an option after all this is completed that I can have an independent review organization review. And that's always been around for the last couple of years as an option. But you want to do you really want to do that as a last resort before you exhaust all your appeals with the insurance company. So like I told you, violation number 1 was they're not acknowledging the appeals within 5 business days like they said they are. Let me tell you about violation number 2 for my personal deal. So I went to page 14 at the very back of the policy booklet here. It starts on page 14, but it stops on page 15. It talks about your rights underneath the HMO policy. It says you have a right to select your primary care doctor, blah, 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 blah. Talks about how you have a right to receive emergency care regardless of network status, blah, 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 blah. Somewhere around here. But on page 15, it says you have a right to be provided about information about the HMO, provided information about the healthcare benefits, co-payments, co-pay limitations, and other charges, service access, changes or termination in benefits, and participating providers, exclusions and limitations. So technically, since they did not notify me the correct page number of the policy book, what the limitations and exclusions fell under, that could be a violation right there. You have a right to have a review by independent review organization. Receive timely resolution of complaints or appeals through customer service and the complaint procedure. So that could be violation number 3 if you call the customer service like they want you to, but they have no clue about that. So here it is. If y'all want to read that here. So this is my game plan. If I don't hear nothing by Thursday by noon, I'm going to call them up and say, hey, this is the 30th day. You have not provided me any information about the hearing that I'm entitled to, according to your own letter that you sent me that I'm supposed to be participating in. That's a violation right there. If I don't hear, and if I'm not gaining, if they still have no clue, what I'm going to do, I will email the media person from Healthcare Service Corporation on the website, media inquiries. I'm going to email that person who handles Texas. I'm going to tell them my story. I'm going to report this to all the local news stations and newspapers. And I'm also going to file a complaint with the Texas Department of Insurance too. Because it's really interesting what has happened since Obamacare kicked in with Blue Cross. 2014, they had some complaints. Normally Blue Cross, they operate in every single county here in the state. So they average around maybe 200 complaints, maybe 300 complaints a year. 2014, it really jumped up. 2015 saw the highest number of complaints of any insurance company that operates here in the state. They received like 923 complaints, and one of them was mine back in 2014. Back in 2014, by March or April, I was keep asking for a damn policy book. It wasn't posted online. And after I made a complaint, they sent me a policy book, and also a couple claims were not being processed right. I think a lab work or it was a lab work that I had done that it said I owed deductible on, which I don't have a deductible. Well, back in 2014, I did not have a deductible on my Obamacare plan. I just had a $500 out of pocket, so I just paid 20%. It said first it said $5,000 deductible, and then it said I had a copay, which I didn't. And finally, after talking to these idiots, because they hire third party contractors that have no clue. I know that's correct. And after I filed a complaint, everything got fixed. I filed a complaint sometime in. I filed a complaint early in the summertime, and towards October they got around to it because they were, that's how long it could take. Plus, Department of Insurance was kind of swapped because of Obamacare. So, also I did add to my complaint that I had on my policy, they had a problem with the out-of-pocket accumulation not adding up right. It had these weird, I went to, have physical therapy. I had CT scans of my shoulder and all of that. And some of them keep saying, copay still, and office visits and all of that. Even though I met my out-of-pocket on the pharmacy side, no more copays and prescriptions, the post-service claims were just not correctly, and they finally got that fixed. And when I did call them before I filed a complaint, I had to I called the Department of Insurance and say, hey, I have this problem too. Can you add to my complaint? And they say sure. But in the meantime, I did call Blue Cross, and they finally got a hold of a lady that was really nice enough who did call my doctors and say, please don't charge this person a copay, even though the machine said to. I met my out-of-pocket. Their communication calculator was off. A lot of people had that problem. But here's the policy about your rights. So it pays to read your infant booklet in letters here. I'm not mad because it's denied because it's not covered. I'm mad because I feel like they jerking me around. Either that or they simply have no clue about their own appeal process. If the letter says I'm entitled to a hearing, which it does, and it says they're supposed to be responding in 30 days, damn it, I want my hearing. I want somebody to call me back about that. And Thursday will be the 30th day. Like I said, I'm gonna have a game. I'm gonna have a game. I'm gonna have a game planned. Call them up again on Thursday. If you have no clue, email the media person. I read on Facebook that somebody did that tactic, and they got their problem fixed immediately. So I'm gonna top up an email tonight or tomorrow or whatever, and saving a word. I'm gonna say, hey, I'm keep having this problem. I'm not getting a resolved resolution to this problem, and I'm gonna report this to the local consumer reporter and newspaper and all of this. And also, I'm going to file a complaint with the Department of Insurance. I don't know if I'm going to put that, because I know it's Blue Cross's policy. Once you make a complaint, they won't communicate with you directly with that problem. They will do it through the Department of Insurance. Oddly enough, while doing all this research, Blue Cross of North Carolina, which they're not in the same company, Healthcare Service Corporation owns Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Montana, and I think that might be it. They in Illinois, obviously they're out of Illinois. They own the Blue Cross in Illinois. But the other company, Blue Cross of South Carolina or North Carolina, that the Department of Insurance placed them under exam investigation, because right now, apparently, a lot of people are having problems with the claims not being paid right. They have problems with billing. Luckily, I never had a billing problem, but that has happened here in Texas. And they keep saying it's a computer problem. But they didn't have the problem when Obamacare kicked in 2014, just this year. Very odd. Um, and then as soon as the department, I read the article until they said, hey, we're going to be investigating you and all this. They said, well, fine, we're just going to pull out Obamacare, period. We're not going to do any exchange. We're not going to do the healthcare.gov. We're just going to pull out. So it's kind of like threatening each other. And I tell you what, folks. Now, I know this HMO and PUB process, this is nothing new. Because I read on the Department of Insurance, these things were created back in the 90s, these rules. So this is nothing new. I'm also kind of thinking this, either the last 2 years that no one may have signed up for the HMO and they did the PPO instead, and these people may not be trained in all this. I'm kind of thinking about that too, that a lot of customers just didn't sign up for HMO when they got on the exchanges, they saw the PPOs. So that could be a reason why none of these people at the insurance company has no clue. Because they put you on hold forever. They're just real frustrating. I have always said, if you don't like how a company treats you, don't spend your money with them. Take your business elsewhere. However, in the case of insurance, it's hard to do that. You just can't drop off a hat and change your insurance. That's a nightmare. I mean, it's not like switching cable companies or cell phone companies. It's more involved in that, and you can't really do that until open enrollment comes around. Pre-Obamacare, hell yeah, you can change it anytime you want to. But now you can't, actually. And you know what? I think there'll be. I think we might not have any PPO. Oh, well, I'll take that back next year. I know Scott and White might offer a PPO and their Slim network. Cigna, it's called EPO. I think Scott and White next year, I think that'd be the only insurance company who will offer a true PPO. However, on their HMO, it's open access, so I don't know what's different. Because it says you can receive care from specialists without a referral, so I don't know I don't know why there is a difference then. But you know what? Don't give up on the first denial letter. Keep fighting it and call them and bug the hell out of the insurance company. Fight, you got to fight for your rights. And also, if this all doesn't work out by next week, I'm also going to do that paperwork for the independent review. You send it off to the insurance company, and with that, by law, because they do have to respond to that within 20 days. By law, they have to do that. So that's where I'm at. I'm like I said, I'm kind of ticked off because nobody knows anything at the insurance company. It's just nerve-wracking, and I'm not giving up. I'm going to fight this to the very end. And also, when I do if I ever get around to doing that appeal hearing, I'm going to tell them, because this is a conference call. I'm going to say it out loud. As you people have no freaking clue what's going on. Also, your letters contradict themselves. Even state law says you have to give me an acknowledgement letter within 5 business days. You did not do that and all that. So who knows? Sorry for the long rant. But the moral of the video is, know your rights. Don't give up. A lot of people just give up and luckily right now, and I'm very thankful right now, I don't have to receive critical care. I'm not injured. I'm not in a life-threatening situation. Now, if it is life-threatening, the process is a little bit rushed, but luckily, I'm not in that predicament. I'm very thankful for that. I just can't imagine people who is in a very urgent, critical spot and the insurance company's dragging their feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, very, very thankful. That's just for pre-service. So luckily for that. If y'all have any questions or comments, please post them below. Talk to y'all later.